don't overwhelm yourself with change. A lot of good habits requires a lot of sacrifice. So I am here to tell you, you don't need to do so many things at the same time to just Hi everyone, hello once again. Welcome back to Simply Becoming Her podcast. If you're new here, my name is Viviane Marie France, and on Simply Becoming Her podcast, we talk about anything self growth, becoming the best version of ourselves, and simply talk about life and the lessons that we are learning. We're doing season 1, and I think this is my first video episode. If you're listening from Apple Podcast and Spotify, thank you very much for supporting me. Thank you very much for being here. I don't really know what I'm doing. I feel like in this first season, I'm just like learning different ways I can edit and make my podcast available on all different platforms. So bear with me, learn with me. What matters is that the message is out there and we are able to connect one way or another. So before I start, if you have not listened to my first episode, I'm gonna link it if you're watching from YouTube up here. But if you're if you're listening from from Apple Podcast and Spotify, you can find all my episodes there. So I'm gonna make sure that I link it somewhere here for you to listen. So today we're gonna talk about what does it mean to be her, because I have been seeing this everywhere since 2023. Many content creators, me included, have created content around becoming that girl, but sometimes people mistake it as embracing this aesthetic girl that goes to the gym, drink matcha, does ABCD, but nobody really talks about, or maybe they did and I did not watch that part, but I feel like most people do not talk about that deeper meaning behind becoming that girl. So that's what I want to cover today, and I'm gonna be nervous. It's like I usually do videos like this, but I don't know, we're gonna try and see. So let's jump right into today's episode. So to start, I'm gonna first of all make sure that this episode is short as possible, because first of all, I love short episodes. So let's try to keep this between 15 minutes and 20 minutes, or maybe less than that. So to start, what does it mean to be that girl? Apart from the aesthetic, the vibes that people go for when they try to be that girl, what does it mean? So personally for me, I feel like becoming that girl is a way for you to be the best version of yourself. It is a way to elevate in everything that you do. Whenever I talk about becoming that girl, even when I created this platform, Simply Becoming Her, it was a way for me to simply embrace the best version of myself. So whenever I talk about becoming that girl, I'm just saying becoming the best version of yourself. So the best version of yourself can look different. Some people love the aesthetic part, but for me, becoming the best version of yourself is more than the aesthetics. It's more about who you are becoming on the inside, the habits you are learning, the sacrifice you're making, the obedience that comes with it. So I feel like personally for me, becoming her is more about who you are becoming on the inside. So today I want to talk about like 4 things that can help you become the best version of yourself. They are very general and they're easy to apply to your life, and they are things that I've tried because I've been on this journey since 2024, and I am in a place in my life where I'm like, I can see the fruits of my labor. So without delaying and everything, so if you want to be that girl, if you want to be the best version of yourself, the first thing you need to do is to reflect. You need to do some reflection is going to help you understand where you are coming from, because if you want to know, if you want to become the best version of yourself, you need to understand where are you coming from, who were you, who are you now, and who do you aspire to be. So every month, every now and then, I love to reflect on my life. I love to reflect on the things that I'm doing. I love to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. So if you want to be the best version of yourself, you need to reflect on yourself. You need to reflect on your goals. You need to understand, because most of the time because most of the time people join trends on social media without really understanding the depth, like what they're doing. So reflection is going to help you understand more of who you want to be and who you are right now. Another thing that I love to do is I love writing everything down, because writing things down is going to help you create like a map for your life. Most of people have dreams in their head, they have goals, they have ambition, but if you do not write those things down, you're gonna forget them, because your brain, I don't think your brain has the capacity to remember every little thing that you thought about misuse like on a regular basis. So it is really important to write down things, to write down your goals, to write down your aspirations, your vision, so that whenever you feel down or whenever you feel like you want to do better, you can check your notes and see your aspirations. So another thing that can help you become the best version of yourself is to create life categories. So as a human being, we are made of different things that make us who we are. Because for example, I can say that for me to be me, there are so many things that I need to work on. I need to work on my health, I need to work on my fashion, the way I dress, the way I show up in the world, my spiritual life, my family life, my relationship life. We are made of different things that really make us who we are right now. So if you really want to grow and be the best version of yourself, you need to categorize your life. You need to like sit down and see like in each category of my life, what do I need to do to be better. Let's say physically, do you want to lose weight or do you want to gain weight? Or maybe do you want to improve how you look? Do you want to improve the way you show up for yourself? So physically, it cannot always be about losing and gaining weight. It's also about being healthy. So if you want to be the best version of yourself, you need to look at every category of your life, like physically, mentally. Like, do you want to learn something? Do you want to be better at what you're doing? Do you want to grow in your faith? So if you want to be the best version of yourself, why you are reflecting, you need to sit down with yourself and look at each category of your life and try to map down the things you want to improve, the things you want to invest in, and the things you want to stop doing. Because I believe that we all have those like 3 bad habits that stop us from achieving our goals. For example, spending the night scrolling on your phone, not listening to any educational content, spending your free time watching movies instead of learning something new. So you need to sit down and see the good side of the things you're doing that you need to continue and improve, and the bad things that you are doing that you need to stop. So if you want to really be the best version of yourself, that is something you need to think about, you need to map, you need to like you need to put energy in. After like having your reflection and writing down your aspirations and everything, you need a vision board. Let me tell you, a lot of people have been saying, oh, those vision boards, they don't work, those are like influencer things. I try them and I am here to testify that they do really work. So after like thinking about the life that you want to be, the girl that you want to be, you need a vision board, you need a visual representation of the things you want to achieve. So if the there's no perfect, if the best version of yourself, if that girl that you aspire to be is the girl that goes to the gym, that drinks her matcha, that goes for her walks, that takes care of her family, that checks on people, that invests in her knowledge, that has a beautiful job, you need to create a vision board that's going to remind you every single day of the things you really need to be focusing on. Because I know we all have those times in life where we sit down and we are inspired, we want to change our lives, we are committed to make things work, especially when the year is starting, but then in February or in April or May you give up because you're just like, you know what, I can no longer do this. But if you have a vision board that you're going to look at every single day, that's going to remind you every single day, this is where you need to be, it's really going to help you become the best of the best. So those are like the 3 things that really helped me become the best version of myself. I'm still becoming. This is something you need to know. That's why my podcast is called Simply Becoming. You do not wake up and be that person. You become that person. So it's a process. It takes time. It takes investment. It takes obedience. It takes a lot of courage to just like give up on this old version of yourself to become another version of yourself. So those are the few things that you can do that I assure you they're going to help you be the best version of yourself. So as I told you guys, I don't want this podcast to be super long, so I want to close it. But lastly, I want to tell you that if you want to be the best version of yourself, which I believe it is the reason why you are listening to me today, I am here to tell you that you can become the best version of yourself. But one thing you need to keep in mind is that you have to start slowly. Don't overwhelm yourself with change, because most of the time when you start a journey like this, a journey that involves you changing, and you do so many things at the same time, you end up not doing anything. You end up by giving up. You end up not loving it, because a lot of good habits requires a lot of sacrifice. So I am here to tell you, you don't need to do so many things at the same time to just in a second change your life. You need to give yourself grace and start slowly. And you have to understand that through this journey of becoming the best version of yourself, there will be time you're gonna fail, there'll be time you want to give up, but don't give up on yourself. You can start over and over again. And I am here to tell you that I have come a long way. And sometimes I give up on myself, sometimes I disappear, sometimes I don't want to do anything, but I always remember who I aspire to be and the future that I want to create. I always visualize my future self, and I know that for me to reach where I want to reach, I need to work now. So my last advice to you would be, start slowly, give yourself grace, and allow yourself to start over and over again. It's all about learning, it's all about becoming. So that's what I wanted to share, because I feel like in this first season we're gonna go through like the basic of what does it mean to be her, to simply become the best version of yourself. I wanted to share some like basic information, so that when you jump into season 2, we'll be talking about facts, research based facts that contribute to becoming the best version of ourselves. We're gonna have guests. If there is someone you want to see here, let me know in the comment section of any platform you are using to listen to me. And I know in this episode I might have stuttered a lot, because I am nervous. It's been a while since I did a video like this, but I'm so glad that I did it, and I'm so glad to be here with you. And my wish for you is to change your life around and create a life that you are proud of. So I'll see you in another episode next month. Stay tuned. Bye.